Hello, welcome back to Ben Leo Tonight, only on GB News. Now, it's time for Leo Unleashed, where I drag my backside out of the studio and travel all around the UK to see what life is like in your communities. This week, I visited the Buckinghamshire town of High Wycombe, where a group of pro-Palestine protesters were highlighting the plight of women and children in war zones to mark International Women's Day. It's International Women's Day in High Wycombe in Buckinghamshire, and the Palestine Solidarity campaign down this neck of the woods have decided to hold an interesting event in honour of women and children killed in Gaza. They've draped the high street here in High Wycombe with babies' clothes, toys, dummies.
Today, International Women's Day, we're standing with the women of the world, not only in Gaza but also in Congo, in Sudan, in Ukraine. Unfortunately, the question we ask ourselves, why are the Ukrainians, women and children, supported so much, whereas the children of Gaza who are dying because they are losing limbs and could be brought to our hospitals, these are women and children.
Some might argue the differences between Ukraine is that Palestinians voted for Hamas and they support Hamas.
Been over 1,000 babies murdered in Palestine, 1,000 babies that never got to reach their first birthday. So
just like Kafir Bibas, the Israeli child who was returned
by Israeli airstrikes, and the family asked, Hamas said to them, "We've got the bodies here, take them back." And the Israeli government
was he killed by an airstrike?
Yes, the Israeli government.
Hamas said that, who are a prescribed terrorist organisation. Let's not forget,
which is like 1% of the world that prescribes.
You don't think they should be a terrorist organisation?
You think that we should have signed the Balfour Declaration, giving away land that wasn't ours?
You don't think Hamas, as far as I understand, should be a terrorist organisation? Is that right?
I never commented on whether they should or not.
You said only by the UK.
By the UK in a very small fraction.
Do you think October the 7th was a terror attack on Israel?
But that's not my comment. That's up to international law. Do you agree with international law? Do you think it's up to people?
I actually don't really. When it comes to things like the Chagos Islands, I don't. But I'm asking you personally, as a pro-Palestine reporter.
Yeah. If you don't even agree with it, you know who you are. You know what GB News does. We know that they're funded by foreigners. We know that they're funded by people who don't want what's best. You do you.
Who here thinks October the 7th was a terrorist attack?
International law. Let's go.
Do you think Hamas should be prescribed as a terrorist organisation?
No.
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 I wouldn't even give them the time of the day. They're racist. They're
outright racist.
I'm racist.
Army veteran. Leave them to it.
GB is racist. They are against anything.
Well, let's have an open discussion about it. What's racist about what I've said?
I have got nothing to say to you. Get out of my face.
GB News has a particular slant. You have a slant. Your news.
What's that slant, do you think?
Well, you are right-wing broadcaster, aren't you?
I don't know, Ari. You think we're right-wing broadcasters?
Yeah. So you're
does that mean we're not allowed to discuss Israel and Palestine?
You can discuss whatever you want.
Oh, thank you. I'll carry on then, if that's okay. Thank you very much. Do you think Hamas is a terrorist organisation?
I don't really know enough about it, to be honest.
Do you think what happened on October the 7th was a terrorist attack?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So by definition then, surely that makes them a terrorist organisation?
Well,
They killed, raped 1,000 Israeli civilians.
Hold on.
Some of this has been debunked. Bernie, don't waste your time.
No, I'm of Irish descent, so you've got the IRE. Now, there are supporters of the IRE who are not terrorists.
Thank you for your time.
Oh, that's what we've descended to.
I would have had a conversation with you, but you don't want one, so off you go.
I don't want one. You're the one with the loudspeakers coming to drown me out. You fancy a chat, madam?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, okay. There we go. The Palestine Solidarity campaign here in High Wycombe, lining the streets with baby grows, dummies, so on and so on. And they don't fancy an open discussion. They'd rather play loud music and heckle and censor. So there we go. Oh, there we are. High Wycombe. It turned into a bit of a Palestine special tonight, a bit of a Hamas special, but it just by coincidence, the guy crossed the channel as well, which we found out today. So there we go. That's the reason for that. Panel, what's your take on that? Should Hamas be they are a prescribed terror organisation, Lisa, but she's saying that they shouldn't be.
Well, she's wrong, because Hamas are they're not only a prescribed terrorist organisation, they are fascists. They're a bunch of fascists.
People, the trouble, and it's women today, they haven't really done enough research into anything. They are just turning up in High Wycombe. That's quite close to where I live.
Lovely place, great town.
It's quite a nice town centre. And they're there having all these discussions with very little research, just talk, and they're not actually adding to the debate at all.
Do you know what? I'm just over middle-class liberals, white women wearing keffiyehs. I am just over it.
Andy, what's your take? Should Hamas be a prescribed terror organisation, as they are now in the UK?
Yes. Yes.
What, do you understand why people like that lady there? She was actually a former British Army veteran.
Which one?
According to her.
The
one who said Hamas shouldn't be classed as a terror organisation. Why do you think people think that?
I'm not quite sure. Probably they're uninformed. I would imagine.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. I mean, they're entitled to their own views.
Because
we live in a free
people
country.
in Hamas historically had roles in government, and that is initially the dichotomy. In fact, Hamas isn't just a terrorist organisation. Hamas is a death cult.
And can I ask you?
That's what it is.
I'd also say as well that we have got this sort of single-issue politics stuff that's happening all the time now. So people are getting very involved in this one issue, and that's all they're involved in. 10 years ago, I would argue with these people and say, what about the people in your community? What about the women who are on benefits and can't get jobs or have got kids and are using food banks? They used to say things to me like, we can do both. We can do international and local. They don't say that anymore now.
What do they say now?
Well, they've just gone down the single issue. And this is, unfortunately, where our politics are. It's all single issue.
One thing I find as well, and I can guarantee the same response every time with the pro-Palestine lot. I've had a couple of interactions with them in recent weeks on this show. I went to Bradford. The reaction, Andy, is the same every time. It becomes shouting, drowning out censorship. And that seems to be a theme amongst these kind of people. We can never just have... I mean, I think I'm being quite polite and...
Sure. You are.
But it always descends, and I argue it's from their end, it always descends into some sort of like pointing, shouty match where I'm just standing there saying, guys, do you want an open discussion here or not? You're the one standing on the street protesting. Like, do you want to talk about it?
I think, in fairness, they weren't protesting. I think it was more of a, from what you, I think you said in the, it was a commemoration event for International Women's Day, in fairness. But I mean, I'm pro-Palestine. I think I'm having a reasonably open discussion. I've got no music playing, no shouting.
Well, the lady got a megaphone to drown me out.
You said every single time someone pro-Palestine speaks. I mean, I'm pro-Palestine. So,
well, I'm talking about protesters I meet on the street. I guess my point is, why, Lisa, a lot of the people on the left, I don't see this happening on the right, a lot of people on the left, whenever you try to hold an open debate or a discussion, it always descends into...
Well, me and Lisa
are
both on the left.
I would also argue that I'm not sure how many of these people are actually on the left. Traditional
I think it's so muddled.
No, but because I think, traditional left politics was always about class politics. It was about services, it was about poverty, it was about inequality. These are single-issue people now. These are people that are focused, whether it's on pro-Palestine or it's pro-trans or whatever it is this week.
What I can't understand...
They are
what I
focused.
really can't understand is these women are outside there, they're in High Wycombe town centre, and they are protesting. That is a sort of protest. Yeah. You tell me how many of those women get out there and try and get their hands dirty, doing some good for either evacuees or asylum seekers or refugees.
I mean, we don't know them. We don't know them.
Yeah, but I guarantee you they protest, but they don't actually do work. They don't run conversational English classes. They don't run food banks.
How do we know?
Let's find out. Because I'd be very interested. I'd be very interested in that because I too, Ben, am quite tired of hearing talk. I met loads of people and I did run 2 conversational English programmes, so I met a lot of asylum seekers and I met a lot of the charities that surrounded them. And actually, I don't think that many of the women that were connected with those charities did very much at all.
As Andy said, we don't know what these women are doing, who they are. One said she was a former army veteran. I think she mentioned to me off camera that she worked with PTSD with soldiers or something like that. But, I just don't know why these discussions and debates have to always descend into censorship matches. She got the megaphone out. All I was saying was she was talking about the number of Palestinian kids who have been killed. And I have before on this show been vocal about the number of Palestinian children dying. I've been called a Hamas sympathiser for doing so, laughably. And when I said, what about Kefir Bibas, the 9-month-old infant who didn't make it to his first birthday?
She closed that right down.
But again, that's because we've got these politics of sort of, of the individual, and it's because they believe in something so strongly, that's all they've got. It's just that belief now.
OK, right. Thank you, panel.